Hello, and welcome back to the Military Matrix. Tonight, we bring you breaking developments from the front lines of the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. What was once seen as a distant conflict in the Donbas has now struck deep into the very core of Moscow's military infrastructure. Reports confirm that Ukraine has launched one of its most daring and devastating long-range attacks to date, striking at the heart of Russia's war engine. According to multiple intelligence sources, a series of powerful explosions erupted early this morning near Moscow's industrial defense zone, home to several key fuel depots, weapons manufacturing plants, and logistics hubs that sustain Russia's war operations in Ukraine. The strikes, which appear to have been carried out using advanced long-range drones and cruise missiles, have reportedly caused severe disruptions in Moscow's energy and defense supply chains. Eyewitnesses describe a terrifying scene: massive fireballs lighting up the night sky, followed by plumes of thick black smoke rising over the Russian capital's outskirts. Emergency sirens blared across multiple districts, and local authorities rushed to contain fires that burned for hours. The Russian Ministry of Defense initially claimed to have intercepted most incoming threats, but later admitted that certain facilities had been hit. Satellite imagery released by independent analysts shows significant damage to a key pipeline and nearby fuel storage units, an essential artery that transports refined oil to military bases across western Russia. The attack is being described as one of the boldest Ukrainian operations since the start of the war, signaling a clear shift in strategy, from defending territory to taking the fight directly to Russia's logistical core. This latest escalation follows weeks of Ukrainian warnings that Russia's aggression would no longer go unanswered. After repeated bombardments of Ukrainian cities, Kyiv vowed to respond asymmetrically. And now that promise has become reality. Experts suggest this could be a turning point in the conflict. Dr. Elena Morozov, a defense analyst at the London Institute for War Studies, stated, "Ukraine has effectively demonstrated that Moscow is no longer untouchable. These strikes prove that the Ukrainian military can reach deep into Russian territory with precision and impact." The scale of destruction has yet to be fully assessed, but preliminary reports indicate that at least 3 major energy depots and 1 weapons storage facility were destroyed. Power outages have been reported in parts of the Moscow region as authorities scramble to reroute energy supplies. Several train lines carrying military equipment were also suspended due to fire damage along the transport corridors. For ordinary Russians, this was a morning of panic and confusion. Social media was flooded with videos showing explosions, flames, and emergency crews battling the inferno. Authorities quickly tried to downplay the event, calling it a minor incident. But the scale of visible destruction tells a different story, one that's impossible to hide. The Kremlin's official response was predictable. Russian officials accused Ukraine of terrorism and vowed retaliation. President Vladimir Putin convened an emergency meeting with top military and intelligence leaders, reportedly furious over how such a strike could reach so close to Moscow without detection. The question now gripping Russia's leadership is how Ukraine managed to bypass one of the world's most advanced air defense systems. Some analysts believe the answer lies in the growing sophistication of Ukraine's drone warfare program. Over the past year, Kyiv has quietly developed a range of long-range drones capable of flying hundreds of kilometers undetected. Combined with Western intelligence support, these weapons have transformed Ukraine's ability to strike strategic Russian targets far beyond the battlefield. Meanwhile, Ukraine has remained tight-lipped about the operation. In a brief statement, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry neither confirmed nor denied involvement, but hinted that military operations on Russian soil will continue until the sources of aggression are neutralized. That phrasing alone has sent shockwaves through the Kremlin's inner circle. Beyond the immediate destruction, this strike carries deep symbolic weight. It shows that Russia's capital, once believed to be an impenetrable fortress, is now within reach of Ukrainian firepower. This not only undermines Moscow's narrative of control, but also rattles the confidence of Russian citizens who had long felt insulated from the war's horrors. Internationally, reactions are divided. NATO officials have praised Ukraine's growing capability and resilience, but remain cautious about direct escalation. The United States has reiterated that it did not provide weapons used in the Moscow strike, emphasizing that Ukraine operates independently in defending itself. However, the geopolitical implications are undeniable. Every successful Ukrainian attack deep inside Russia increases pressure on Moscow while exposing its vulnerabilities to both its own people and the world. Experts believe these repeated humiliations could erode domestic support for Putin's war, potentially sparking unrest within Russia's political elite. Back in Ukraine, the mood is one of cautious celebration. Crowds in Kyiv gathered overnight, waving flags and chanting slogans of victory as news of the Moscow explosion spread. For them, this was not just another attack. It was justice for the relentless bombardments of Kharkiv, Odessa, and Kyiv itself. But make no mistake, Russia will retaliate. Within hours of the strike, reports emerged of new missile barrages targeting Ukrainian cities and power grids. It's a grim reminder that each escalation comes at a heavy cost. The cycle of attack and counterattack continues to spiral, drawing both nations deeper into a prolonged, destructive war. As the smoke clears over Moscow, the world is watching closely. The strike has shattered one of the last remaining illusions of Russian invincibility. The war is no longer confined to Ukraine. It has reached into the Russian heartland, and that, in the words of one military analyst, changes everything. The coming days will reveal just how much damage has been done, and how Russia will respond. Will Putin double down on aggression, or will this unprecedented breach of Moscow's defenses force the Kremlin to reconsider its approach? For now, uncertainty hangs heavy over both nations. This is not just another strike, it's a signal. A message from Ukraine to Moscow. If you bring war to our cities, we can bring it to yours. The war's geography has changed, and so too has its psychology. For the first time, ordinary Russians have felt the shockwaves of a conflict their government unleashed nearly 3 years ago. As the fire still burns near Moscow's industrial belt, the world holds its breath. The line between battlefield and homeland has been erased. What comes next could redefine the course of the entire war. This is Military Matrix. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you verified updates, analysis, and insights on the shifting dynamics of this unprecedented conflict. Remember to subscribe, stay informed, and stay aware. Because in war, truth is the first casualty, and clarity is the only defense.